Hello everyone and welcome to my video guide to Dino Rabbit in Duel Links. This is a Duel Links video, just in case you didn't know. So first of all, what's Dino Rabbit? Dino Rabbit, also known as Evolzo Rabbit or Guide Rabbit Focus. Never mind. Okay, the long story short is you've rescue rabbit, you banish it, get two dinosaurs, and you make an Evolza. That's how the deck works, everyone. So why did I choose to talk about this deck? There's two reasons. First reason, it was good historically in the TCG and the OCG. Like this first place at YCS Dallas in 2011, and there's this Dragon Duel World Championship 2012 first place, and all these stops throughout 2012, which means I was wrong about 2011 earlier, or was I? I probably was. Um, it's also one of these decks that's a really funny article that wasn't hit by the March 1st, 2012 ban list, which nerfed every deck from the previous formats and did not touch at all upon the three top decks of the 2012 early 2012 format that were Dino Rabbit, Wind Up, Insectus. Nobody cares about this, but this is just really funny. Which is like, oh, Rescue Rabbit, yeah, it's strong, but we're not gonna nerf it because we gotta sell product. Well, that's not what they say, but that's what they meant. Um, why talk about this deck? Second reason is it's playable in Duel Links, sort of. We got Evolzo Lagia a couple of months ago, which is when I should have made this video. And it's a good card, right? This pick goes out. Feel free to screenshot, by the way. Really cool fire dinosaur. These are, of course, the Jirax, which have nothing to do with this deck. Okay, so we're gonna see together how to build this deck from Rescue Rabbit to Rescue Rabbit targets to backrow, and more stuff that I thought of in the middle of the night. Well, first, Rescue Rabbit. There he is. That's the namesake of the deck. You need three of it, and it's on normal summon. It instantly makes a rank 4. It's very cute and fluffy, as you can see. You want to pet it, is the really important thing. But also, it really loses really hard to disruption. Book of Moon, warning points. If this happens to you, it's not good. As for the Rescue Rabbit targets, these are all the level 4 normal dinosaurs in the game at the moment. These two are the strongest ones, Megalosmasher X and Sabersaurus. And the ones I'd recommend. If you want to play the skill Draw Sense Earth, I'd recommend Smasher X and Cabazols, so you can top deck Rescue Rabbit with your skill. And if you want to roleplay as Rex Raptor, these two are probably the best Eurobuy. Yeah. Spells and traps. Here are all the spells and traps that were traditionally played by Rescue Rabbit players throughout the lifespan of the deck. And here are all the ones that are available in Duel Links. So as you can see, lots of stuff to protect your rabbits. Monster Reborn pretty good. Book of Moon was pretty good at the time. You only had one copy, still decent. And then lots of disruptive back row. Uh, that's Solemn Warning that you can play. Fiendish Chain, Bottomless Trapple. Was that Solemn Judgment? Yep. Torrential Tribute was also really strong, composed. Um, micro, macro. No, it is micro. Ah, I forgot what this was. Anyway, the idea is we're missing a ton of traps that Dino Rabbit used to play, so we're gonna have to make do. Oh, this is a back row deck. We need back row, so we have Composed, which is obviously really good. We have Karma Cut, which is also pretty good in this current format, I feel. Warning Point, really strong card in general. Crackdown is also pretty busted, but it's limited to 3, same as Compulse, so you can play too many of it. Bottomless Trapple is still a selection box exclusive that most people didn't really pay any attention to, which is weird. This is also uh, potentially playable, but less good in my opinion because Lynx really just screwed them up. But Paleozoic Canadia, if we play a certain version of the deck, is decent. Spoilers. Newer dinosaur support, because dinosaurs got a bunch of support throughout the ages. Survival's End is pretty good in my opinion. We play mostly normal monsters, which means it's gonna be live on the field sometimes. And Baby Ceratosaurus is still the best target for Survival's End after all these years. It's such a cute little guy, and you should play it if you play Survival's End. And Misk, I don't know, man. It's not nearly as good um, as these other two, and it doesn't protect Rescue Rabbit, which is the most important thing. And I don't think this is necessary. Don't waste your gems on that main box. Floodgates. In the TCG, you'd play Macrocosmos and Dimphis, but in Duel Links, we don't have Macrocosmos, and Dimphis is really hard to get. So you can play Necro Valley instead. And pretty good in the current meta, both of those. Are probably going to be good for a very long time, given how the Links era has a bunch of decks that care about the graveyard, but they do conflict with Survival's End. So you can play both in the same deck. Sheriff, you play Gravekeepers, by the way. I'm giving you a couple of seconds to share the video to your father, mother, brother, sister, whoever it is you want. Pot of Duality is a very contentious pick. Historically, Pot of Duality was played in pretty much every deck as a way to draw more cards and set up for future turns back when the game was slower and you could do that. Um, so I think it's good in his deck in the very not so unique scenario where Rabbit gets disrupted. Say you normal summon Rabbit, it gets warning pointed. You can't use Rabbit anymore. You wasted your normal. Well, you didn't waste. Well, you wasted your normal. And now you gotta contend with a stupid Rabbit on the board. You can activate Pot of Duality and dig for back row to at least try and protect yourself for future turns. Yeah, it's it's a good card. As far as the extra deck goes, the main card you want to build the deck around is Evil Zor Lagia, which can negate back row and summons, which is really good, all things considered. If your opponent tries to normal summon Stratos, and you have Lagia, you say, no, no, Stratos, no, 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 and then it doesn't get the search, or doesn't pop back row or anything. It's pretty, it's nice, it's nice. It has to detach two materials, which is all the materials it adds, which means that it essentially becomes a 2400 vanilla after you did that. It's not that strong, and is this really worth building a deck around? As far as the extra deck goes, I mean, there's not much else to say. These two cards are really good. They just close out the game immediately. Well, not immediately, but they big number. And there's a Dreadnought, which, if you didn't know, makes a Super Quantal Big King Great Magnus. It's good. It can spin a card. It can. No, it's not going to be unaffected by anything because you're not having enough material, but it's still pretty good. Non-targeting spin cards, everyone. 306. No, 3,600 attack points. And then there's this guy, Daigusto Emerald. He recycles stuff. He helps bring back our normal monsters, which isn't really that good. It's not ideal, but hey, we make do. But where's that Dolkka, though? We really need him. Apparently he's in jail for fraud. Oh no, he really is in jail. Okay, this won't stand. I'm gonna quickly... Yep. Free Dolkka from jail. He is free now. Look. Look at this. We're running off together. We're escaping the Thank you for saving me, he says. We will meet again. I sure hope so. I sure hope so, my man. Goodbye, Dolka. Goodbye. What a nice guy. Recommended skills. You could play, I think these three are the best. Life Boost Alpha is a meme skill at this point. Like when a deck is on this scale, you know it's probably bad. But it's fine for a back row deck because you're playing a bunch of back row. Draw Sunsurf allows you to tap deck rabbits, but then again, if you're losing, uh, Rabbit is not gonna help much, and Destiny Draw is still the best generic skill out there. There's a couple of sample deck lists. First one is 20 cards, nothing fancy going on. You have a 50% chance to open Rabbit, but also a very high chance on breaking on normal dinosaurs, which I guess is why it's not my favorite list. As the Necro Valley centric version, 25 cards means you open Rabbit less often, but you also break on dinosaurs less often, sort of. That's how math works. And you have a 60% chance to open Necro Valley. You play 2 Necro and 3 Commandant, I think his name is, because the Commandant that you don't discard just become beaters, and it's pretty good. There's also the Survival's End version, which I made 26 cards for some reason. Less chance to open Rabbit, but you also have a 1 in 4 chance to open the Survival's End combo. Marilla is there to bin Survival's End to the graveyard and also can be brought back from the graveyard when you activate a trap. And if you activate Survival's End as your trap and you bring back Marilla, that's one more target that you can bring off of Survival's End, which is cool. You could also play Canada in that version, but I don't because. And the extra deck is always the same. I guess you could play a rank 2 in the last version, probably replace Abyss with Abyss Dweller with Opabinia, Phantom Knights of Javelin guy. I don't know. Which of these lists is the best though? And in my honest opinion, I don't know. Pros and cons of the deck. It's a deck that is pretty linear and easy to play. It's a relatively small engine that allows for a sort of build variety. New dinosaur support really benefits the deck. I do like the Survival's End version as a plan B that offers floating, disruption, and dinosaurs are cool. So there's that. And on the con side, there's so much missing from this deck compared to its TCG, OCG counterpart. We now have Dolkka, which is arguably the superior Evil Zard due to detaching only one and negating monster effects, which are crucial in this game. The game is faster now than it was in 2012. Have you seen? Like even before Salmon Greats dropped, we had very powerful combo. Well, not really CC, not combo decks, but combos that enable decks to just shit out their entire hand, potentially a bunch of cards from their deck as well, and establish a really strong board. I'm thinking DDDs, I'm thinking Rose Dragon was an annoying contender to all these sorts of deck that already exist. And even in 2012, it was a bricky deck where you had to open rabbits or lose, and this is still the case in Duel Links today. We can play Jirak Guaiba due to the lack of a main phase 2, which is Jirak Guaiba basically a better Hydrogodon. You would run over something with Guaiba, and then in main phase 2 you'd be able to make an Evolza. And the game plan of the deck is very frail, all things considered. You're just sitting on one guy, a singular backrow negate. That's all it does. It's not really that good. Especially considering we already had Fallen Strike Bouncer, Rhinoceros, all these cards serving a sort of similar purpose. So the final score for this deck is a tier 3 at best, in my opinion. Oh, that's the meteor that killed the dinosaur, and these are the dinosaurs that are going to get killed by the meteor. So if you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and yep.